Hey guys, I'm Brian from J&B Reptiles. We're going to do a kind of a quick as possible video anyways. I don't know how quick it's going to be. I'm going to run through my collection and kind of show everybody what I got. But before I do that, I'm going to kind of go over what I do for record keeping. These are my basically feeding records cards. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but I just kind of write down what they ate, and the X basically resembles if they refused a meal or something. And of course, if you see down here, she ate a small rat and she was in shed. I kind of keep notes like that. And then let's see here. That's what I do for my feeding records and stuff. This is basically a breeding records card. This was for that albino, but she didn't go this year, so I didn't write anything down. And then here's a good one. This is one that's actually gone and laid. Of course, I did miss her ovulation and her post-ovulation shed. Only 1 out of 6, so that's not too bad in my book that I didn't catch. But as you can see, I recorded all the locks. And then down here, I recorded when she laid. And I even wrote down when the estimated hatch date was and stuff. And then down here is the hatch, when they hatched. And then I actually wrote down what all hatched and the weights. So it's just kind of for my own personal records on that deal. This is my incubation cards that we make up and put down with each set of eggs in the incubator. So once again, super pastel to the spider, clutch number 1301 because she was the first to lay. All that good stuff. And once again, what was hatched. And then just down here in the notes, I put down what they weighed. Just what I do to kind of keep records for myself. It just helps me out if I need to look back in a couple years and see where they're at, if they're producing any more eggs, or if one slugs out 1 year, stuff like that. Just general records. I'm gonna go through the collection now. This is my female albino. She's the one that didn't go this year, but she's actually packing on some good weight now. We got till October, so we got a few months to build her back up. But she's already right around the 1,500 gram range, so she's built back up pretty quickly. And this is my female clown. Hopefully she'll keep eating like a pig and get the size. If she does, I'm gonna attempt to breed her to Big Daddy. And I say attempt because Big Daddy, for those of you who know, is a huge caramel albino male. He's right around 2,700 grams. So it's going to be kind of curious to see if he can even pull it off, or if he's just too big of a boy to do it. But I love her head. Most clowns have a distinctive head pattern. Hers is just kind of melted away. Real cool. She came from Deck and Cusack, the boat basement. Got a bumblebee female here. She actually laid me some eggs. Waiting on them to hatch here around the 7th or the 9th. They should start pipping. But this bumblebee came from J&B Reptiles. Get a lot of compliments on her. A lot of the local guys really like her. We even got a guy, Conrad Morris, not a ball python guy at all. He fell in love with her when he seen her. So for people who don't like ball pythons, I've always had this kind of theory that even if you don't like them, you'll find one you do like. And we got my yellow belly female here, also from J&B Reptiles. She's eating really good. Should go this season. She's already over 1,000 grams, so it shouldn't take too much more to get her to where she needs to be. Got a male coming for her. We will be shooting an unboxing video for that. Got a super cinnamon female here. I actually got this super cinnamon female from Brandon Bennett over at Back 40 Reptiles. He's a really awesome guy to work with. If you guys have never bought from him, don't hesitate to do so. This female here, I pretty much twisted his arm to buy it, and he finally caved in. But he's got really nice super cinnamons, really nice cinnamon females. No duck billing out of her. None of his babies even kinked from that clutch. She came from a clutch of 8, and if I remember right, I think he got 5 super cinnamons. The dude just smashed the odds on this clutch. I'm hoping that she passed down the good luck to the eggs I've got incubating here in the incubator. She was bred to my brown backing, and also to an Inchy by Brandon before I got her, and then I bred her to a cinnamon as well. So surprise clutch. We'll see what comes out. This is a Mojave female that I purchased from BHB Reptiles. Hopefully she'll be big enough to breed this year, but it's one of those things I don't know. She's always been a good eater, but she's kind of slowing down at this point. That's about the point where they usually kind of slow down, and if she don't go, it's not a big deal to me. A lot of breeders do get disappointed, but it is disappointing, but you can't get mad about it. I mean, in the end, it's just an animal, To me, it's my pet first. It's my breeder second. So like I said, I'm not going to get super mad if she don't go. But she's just really nice. I like her grays. Everybody's got tan ones and kind of blackbacks, kind of like Mojaves. I like the variety of them. Then I got a Super Mojave female here. My buddy Robert Brisbane hooked me up with this girl. When I got her, she was around 700 grams. Now she's right around 1100. So really high hopes on her going for sure. It's not going to take a whole lot more to get her up to the perfect weight. But I'm going to pair her with my butter this year. Go for some Lucy's. I'm kind of rambling, but that's alright, folks. I like to ramble. This is Big Daddy. He is a caramel albino. And he's actually got some real good size. He's just a big boy. He's been accused of being a female a couple times. Yeah, he's awesome. My wife absolutely loves him. He's just real timid. He's scared of his own shadow. It's funny. His own shadow does scare him. He's just a big boy. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully he can get the job done if the clown does get the size. See here, we got my spider female here. She can be kind of mean sometimes, but honestly, she's the only one out of my whole collection that has that kind of attitude. She's going to be good today. But what I love about her is she doesn't have any dots. She's no dots. Nice, clean pattern. I'll go ahead and get her out. Nice, clean pattern. She's just a good girl. Got some bumblebee. Got 2 bumblebees and 2 pastels out of her. Robert, he's got one of the bumblebees. This is a super pastel that I bred with her this year. I got him from J&B Reptiles as well. His color is going to be a pain in the butt to show up on camera, as with the rest of my snakes. But I got crappy lighting. It's not even, the sun's not even shining that well outside today, so. This is just a good sized normal female. Her name's Athena. I'm kind of weird. I don't really have any names for my morphs. A couple of them I do. I do name my normals. But previously somebody had her and they burned her with a light, but she don't have to worry about that no more. She's nestled up inside of a nice cozy rack. You know, a lot of people don't like racks. I do. My ball pythons actually love racks. I've used cages, you know, little 20-gallon longs, 40-gallon long, 40-gallon breeders. Snakes just love the racks better. This is the infamous brownback. And this guy is squirrely. He does not like to, he's kind of one of those weirdos. He'll just kind of run from you. But one thing I like about him is his little silhouette on his head. Looks like a shooting target. But yeah, basically he's basically the same thing as a heifer red axanthic, except he's got really nice blushing on the back, real nice browns. There he goes, he's running away now. For those that don't know anything about the brownback, they were produced by Joe Comple about 10 years ago. Joe really didn't, he really didn't sell a lot of them, just to good friends. I purchased him from Justin Kabelka, and Justin got him from the guy that was real good friends with Joe Comple. So this brownback in particular was produced by Joe Comple. The only true morph that I know of, and everybody else knows of that I've spoke with, that's really been done so far is the yellow belly brownback. Justin Kabelka has a pair of those, and those were actually produced from him. He's a sire. And then basically, like I said, the only other thing I know is, you know, basically brownback and super brownback's the only other things I've noticed been produced. I've done some pretty deep investigating of my own, and I can't come up with anything. Until I speak with Joe Comple, nobody knows what's been done. This is Big Bertha. She likes to eat. Basically, she thinks it's feeding time now. But she's really not that bad. When we first got her, she'd try to eat anything that came within arm's reach of the tub. But after we fattened her up, she kind of calmed down, and now she's just a big old girl who's just nice and easy to handle. And we got my fire male here. This guy actually produced some really nice looking fires this season. His colors are going to be a pain in the butt to show up on camera too, but he's not like your typical fire. I don't know, you know, just, of course he's getting ready to go into shed too, but he's usually, you know, he's real light and he's just got a really cool color to him. He's got this crazy pattern, which he did pass this down to the male fire that I produced. Females didn't take on that crazy pattern right there, but the male did. So my buddy Mitch over there at K&M Morphs, the guy behind the camera here, he's got the male. He's going to raise him up and he's going to see what he can do with it. Maybe we can figure out what's going on with that little pattern. But another normal female here, her name is Aphrodite. She was kind of the same temperament like Big Bertha. She was kind of wanted to eat everything that got in front of her. She's actually calmed down too. She still eats really awesomely. I just don't have to worry about her trying to rip my hand off. She's actually turned into just a quite little baby now. Nice fat little chunky girl. This guy's in shed, but I'm gonna go ahead and show him anyway. This is the male normal I picked up at the last reptile show. We've had him in quarantine for a while. We just now got him moved up here a couple weeks ago. But he's in, like I said, he's in shed, but man, look at that head. Look how blushed out that head is. Even in shed you can see it. And he's real reduced pattern. He's extremely light in color when he's not in shed. And then he's super blushed out on his back. He's got a real nice clean belly. A lot of people think he's a genetic bandit. I've looked at genetic bandits. He does have the pattern of a genetic bandit, except the fact that he's extremely light. He's got that crazy blushed head and crazy blush kind of just blushing down the back. So time will tell. We'll see if he proves out. He's either something or he's nothing. Either way, he's really awesome. We're gonna move on to the next rack here. This is really not gonna show up on film very well, but this is my vanilla female. Just recently acquired her not too long ago. Really awesome. Can't wait to pair the fire with her when she gets big enough to go. Look at that crazy head pattern, folks. She's just real light. Like I said, that's probably not gonna show up on camera. I can't even get a good picture of her. Then what we got here is a Super Mojave male. He's actually my daughter's snake. The other Super Mojave female belongs to my other daughter, so I spoil my kids with the cool morphs. But my daughter loves purple, so that's why she fell in love with him, the purple head. And he's got really awesome eyes. I don't know if I can get that on camera or not. Look at them blue eyes. Just awesome. Let's see here, and then I got an inchy female here that I got from Brandon Bennett. She's actually starting to color up. She's getting her colors going here. Love inchies. Can't wait to produce some super inchies. It's going to be awesome. And this is the male inchy. Of course, he's in shed. You're not going to get crap of a color out of him, but I'll go ahead and at least show him. He's also got a really cool reduced pattern. He's got a little bit more blushing down the back, so he's definitely unique. This is a pastel female that I produced from the super pastel to the spider pairing. I decided I was going to go ahead and hold one back anyway. Wasn't really planning on it, but I like her little cool neck stripe. It's just really awesome. And she's got this cool like little flame going up here and a cool flame there. She's got some nice blushing down the back. So I said screw it, I'm just going to keep her. Why not, folks? Just keep them. Ain't no shame in that game. It's always nice to have babies to hold back to watch them grow. This is Hypo Male Boa. I got him a long time ago, probably about a year ago. My brother did a deal with Jim Tillman. And I actually acquired this through that trade. Basically, I took the long road trip. My brother lost a snake. So, needless to say, I got me a free Hypo Boa. But yeah, he's just cool, man. I like him. I picked him out of all the ones out of the whole group that my brother was getting because he just real reduced pattern looking. His color was different. He's just awesome. He come from a hypo to a hypo pairing, so he's a possible super hypo. I do have a big normal female downstairs that will be ready for him when he's ready. Get in there. He loves to come out. Loves it, loves it, loves it. Alright, moving on. You're going to notice I'm skipping some stuff at the bottom of the rack that belongs to my buddy Mitch over at there at K&M Morphs there. He's going to do a video showcase as well. So, This is my albino male. So we're hopefully we'll produce some albinos this fall coming up. Get you guys some albinos out there on the market. I'll probably hold me back a female, just to kind of have another one to work with. Albinos, this is really what got me into the ball pythons. When I was a kid, Bob Clark first discovered them, and I see them in the reptile magazines with these cool albino male, you know, these little albino ball pythons. He even showed the little male that he got wild caught that he proved out. So that's kind of what did it for me, is just seeing that as a kid. I always knew that one day I would own one, and when I was a kid, $25,000 was a lot of money for an albino. Now look at me, I got a pair and a whole collection. It's just fun. Love it. There's my butter male. He's just, I love his colors. It's one of my favorite base morphs right here. He's just awesome looking. Can't go wrong with basic morphs. I like my multiple genes and I like my bases too. This is just, I love the butter. He'd been locking up with that bumblebee female, so between the super pastel and that butter, I don't know what's coming out. Just hoping for something cool. Here's my spot nose that I got from Desmond Stewart over at shoot, I done forgot what his page is called. What is it, Dark Reptiles or something? Desmond, you don't keep your page up enough, bud. Man, I can't remember what you call it, but his name's Desmond Stewart. But I got this spot nose right here. He's just really awesome. I love the head pattern on this guy. Can't wait to play with him and get me some female holdbacks so I can work on some power balls. This female's in shed. I actually took her out on a trade over a year ago. The guy claims that she's a calico, but as everybody knows what a calico looks like, I personally don't see calico. I do know she's got this really cool, weird, tricked out pattern. I did meet the guy that produced this female in particular at one of the reptile shows in Kansas City. I told him who the guy I bought it off of. He's like, oh yeah, that dude's the guy that, you know, that I sold it to. And he's like, I swear it is a calico. And he did have a couple in his showcase that looked just like her that he said was the same clutch, you know, and he was trying to sell them as calico. So hey, she proves out to be calico, it's a bonus. If not, then, well, she's going to be a good size normal female with a really cool pattern. Either which way it goes, it doesn't matter to me. I got the male I wanted in the trade, so she's just an added bonus. But I think when she gets big enough, the first thing I'm going to put to her is my super pastel. Yeah, she's an eating monster, man. She loves to eat. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and go over these blacks. I got one black that's in shed, my male. I got both of these from the Ophidian project from Kyle Howard. If both of you guys who don't know, Kyle is getting out of the hobby. There's just not enough time in the day to run it and his aquarium aquarium business, Mr. Aquarium. So he's kind of getting out of the whole blood stuff. So he does have a few things left for sale. So if you're interested in anything Kyle's got, hit him up quick because it's going fast. Like I said, this guy's in blue. He's my black. This is his first shed. So after he gets done shedding, it's going to be interesting to see what he looks like. But I do know from experience with the female, they do get darker. So after every shed, they'll get darker and darker. This is my female. I keep them in these tubs because if I keep them in the racks are too hot. I keep my rack belly heat at 90 for all my ball pythons. I actually got on the Blood Cells website, bloodpythons.com. Kara Norris has a really nice write-up on bloods. If you actually read through her page, she don't even really use any belly heat at all. They do really well without it. Some of them, you know, some of them do really good with it. Some of them do really well without it. But she said most of the year she doesn't even run belly heat. But I can get away with that. I heat my room with a radiant heater, and that's controlled by a Ranco thermostat. So with a heated room, works out perfect for these guys. These guys actually thrive in this kind of condition. They love it. Usually they're between 84 and 86. I try not to get them above 86 degrees because they do get kind of cranky. Conrad can vouch for that with his Borneo. Sorry, Conrad, didn't mean to drop it. But yeah, just love the black. My favorite, absolute favorite. But yeah, Conrad got a little hot one day. His air conditioner kind of went on the fritz. Got really hot in the snake room, and just I went to get the Borneo female out, and she just didn't like it. She flopped around on me and kind of did the bad, kind of I'm gonna get away from you, kind of flopping around stuff. And I accidentally dropped her. I feel like a dick for it. But me and Conrad quickly figured out what was going on after that, and luckily he got it taken care of. This is a little pastel that Robert Brisbane produced. This thing came from a boob egg, man. I'm kind of partial to this guy, even though it's a male. I kind of hit Robert up, and I had to have him because for the whole 2 months he incubated, he come from a boob egg. The boob egg would just mold. Once a week, I'd have to wipe the mold off his little boob egg, and he's got this really cool blushing on his head. The head just almost looks like a super pastel, but he's not. He's just a regular pastel. He's definitely a little different than my pastels, so we're gonna play with him and see what we can do. You know, he's actually he hasn't really taken a meal on his own yet. I've actually had to assist him, but he eats when I assist him. So hopefully he'll come around soon. We can get him to start eating on his own. I'm gonna keep working with him as long as I can. I mean, like I said, I'm partial to him. I've been wiping his moldy boob egg since he was a little bitty thing in an egg. This is a female fire holdback I have. Like I said, she didn't get the pattern of her daddy, but she definitely has a nice look to her. I'm gonna definitely be working on some super fires in the future. I love her blushing. It just kind of rings around and almost connects. Little blushing there. Gonna be definitely interesting to play with her. That's like, I've always wanted a super fire. Definitely got to go for it. And then let's see here. This is a Mojave that Robert also produced. This is a benefit of incubating eggs for your friends, because he brings a bunch of eggs over and some snakes don't manage to work their way home with him. I just had to have her, guys. I mean, look at that crazy neck stripe. Got some cool blushing on the side of the neck. You know, just kind of reduced pattern. See if I can get her to go this way. I don't want to try to stretch her out. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get her to do it. Come on, let's go. But it's just real reduced, man. Look at that neck. This crazy neck. She's cool. She's even got these little dots on the side of her head right there. None of that crap's genetic. I just like it. Just so everybody knows. There ain't nothing to prove out here. It's just a Mojave. It's just a nice looking Mojave. She's even got these really cool blushing down her back. So, I mean, she's cool. I like her. I knew when she hatched out, I told Robert it was mine. Sorry, dude. I'll get you on the next one. Then we got here. I'm just kind of going through these because this is like the last group of hatchlings I have to work with that I've basically got left to go. This is a female cinnamon I produced. Holly Estrada let me borrow a cinnamon male to breed with, and this is actually a result of what we ended up producing from that. I ended up with 2 female cinnamons. Robert, of course, got the first female cinnamon. This is Holly's. Holly got the biggest one of the group, and she likes to eat, so I mean, hopefully she'll take a couple more meals here real shortly, and then we'll get her sent off to Holly so she can enjoy her. But like I said, she's fat. She's had 2 good meals in her, and so far, last time I weighed her, she was just over 100 grams. So I don't know what she weighs empty. Honestly, I don't even know what any of my snakes weigh empty, because I don't ever let my snakes get that empty, unless they're just off feed, and then I'll weigh them. She is a cranky girl. She will bite me. I don't know why. She just has an attitude. She just does. Ask Mark Crawford, folks. I warned him, and he got bit. But she's just awesome. Really, really, really awesome looking. Thank God she's being calm. Just awesome. Crazy pattern. Almost has like a ringer look going on. That's alright. She's about to bite me. That's alright. Yeah, she's cool. I mean, Holly, you're really going to enjoy her. I like her. Even though she's a little feisty, she's a little ball of fire. She's awesome. I think that pretty much will cuts it for the collection portion. I'm going to do now is I'm going to show everybody the incubator. I'm sweating like a pig. My room is hot, folks. I like to keep it hot. I'm a fat guy. I got to get my sauna. This is my incubator. Basically what we got here is, you know, your typical flex watt ran down the back with 2 cooling fans and a bunch of bottles of water in the bottom. Ain't much in there. Works great for me. I can shove quite a few clutches of eggs in here. I've actually saved a couple people this year. Matt Winstead, Robert Brisbane, Jennifer Lorenz. All 3 of those people were kind of in a panic, didn't have nowhere to put their eggs, and I said, bring them on over. I got plenty of room, people. I'm not stingy. But we got some eggs up here incubating that belong to Mitch from K&M Morphs, and then I got my bumblebee clutch here that's due to hatch anytime. Mitch, you want to come over here, and Mitch is behind the camera, folks, so you'll got my bumblebee eggs in there. You want to kind of look in there? Yeah, it's a little dark. We'll go ahead and zoom it in there. A little dark. We'll go ahead and go in there and kind of peek on them little babies. Low light. Low light. When Mitch does his video, he'll show you what's in these eggs. They're already starting to pit. But basically, old Coke fridge works great. These things are designed to hold cool temperatures. They're going to hold heat too. So if you ever come across one and you got the room for it, pick one up. They're just awesome. As far as my racks, I do use animal plastics racks. The makeshift got Bigfoot back there kicking stuff. I do have a temporary rack set up for my hatchlings. I was planning on ordering a hatchling rack, but it kind of didn't happen due to unfortunate circumstances of a dog breaking his leg. You know, that ate my rack fun. But I do have plans on ordering one soon, as well as a couple more racks. But this is actually a Boa Philly plastic rack I borrowed from a friend of mine, Robert. Just kind of something to toss some stuff in if I need to and keep it there for a short time. But also, as far as racks, I do use animal plastics and I use Herbstat thermostats. I'm a big firm believer in Herbstat thermostats. A lot of people, they use different brands. I'm not against using another brand. I just personally prefer Herbstats for the simple fact that they're the only ones on the market with a built-in safety relay. Since I tape my temperature probes to the heat tape, if the heat tape gets hot enough to melt the probe, it will shut the thermostat down. So they're fail-safe. I love them. You just got to set the safety features in it, set it to where you want them set. If it goes out of that range, it shuts them down. That's why I like them. And since I do heat my room, if I lose my belly heat, it's not the end of the world. My room still is heated. They're still going to be fine. So definitely keep that in mind, folks, when you're ordering thermostats. But I think that's it for this video. We're going to end that on a closing. So hopefully we'll get some more videos up shortly. Out.